Welcome to the RV Small Talk podcast, where we talk about lightweight trailers, truck campers, and the people, places, and adventures that go along with them. We're your hosts from Princess Craft RV. I'm the rally boss, Lindsay.
And I'm PJ. And Clint is not going to be on the microphone.
But he's sitting right there eating pumpkin bread.
Yes. And making faces at us.
Oh, I didn't realize, or I forgot there was a camera there.
Ah, there he is. And you know what? We're at the rally today. So we ran into all these creative people. We're going to be chatting with them about
We just ran
what
right
they
into
do.
them.
We
Head first.
Kind of did. Yeah, honestly. I mean, I went to go fix someone's toilet. And then I heard her telling somebody else, yeah, I made this. And I was like, what?
I mean, people make stuff at these rallies.
I know. Just
tiny
such
trailer
creative
people are creative people.
Yes. So do we need to tell people we are actually at the Texas Tiny Trailer Rally?
In Bandera, the cowboy capital of the world.
Yes. So what's your favorite part of the rally?
Oh gosh. So many things to choose from. Honestly, looking at all the trailers, which I think is like the easy answer. Right?
Oh,
Just looking at all the trailers and meeting all the people.
The easy answer, I think, is for me is
the beer and wine tasting.
No, but that would be a good one. I do look forward to it. No, easy answer. You know what my favorite part is.
Dancing.
Yes. I get to dance twice a year at the rally.
3 times a year. We have 3 rallies.
We have 3 rallies. That's right. And I always love it when Bob Apple is coming to play for us. They drive all the way from Austin, sometimes Temple, and bring their nice 3-piece out here. And it's just like stepping back in time. They're so good at what they do.
It's really fun, and you dance to every single song because you're insane.
Because I can't stop. And that's after we have barbecue catered. So that's my favorite time. I mean, everybody looks forward to Saturday night, but at a rally, it's just fun.
All right, so we have crafty people here. Can we talk to them?
Yeah, they're probably more interesting than us. They're probably less tired than we are. What do you think?
I'm trying to pick myself up here,
Saturday afternoon. We're in the home stretch. We're heading for the party, but it's exhausting because you just can't stop talking to people and doing things.
Talking to you people is exhausting.
And there's so many people to talk to, and I don't want to miss anyone. I just don't want to miss anyone.
All right.
So let's get started. Who are we going to talk to first? I say let's talk to Daphne. So how many rallies have you been to?
Oh, my goodness. Well, the first rally that
like someone else might know better than you?
The first, I'm trying to think how many. The first rally was last October with y'all.
Okay,
so that was our very first rally that we ever went to.
So this is your 3rd rally?
With y'all.
Or second? With us,
with
yeah.
But my very first rally ever was with y'all. And then I started going to some new camp rallies. Mm-hmm. And I have never stopped traveling yet now at this point. And changed my life. So
Wow.
I bought a tiny trailer, came to this rally, and decided I was going to start my own business.
So you decided that at this rally?
Right before the rally, after I made my first one, I went on the Texas Tiny Trailer page, and everybody's like, how'd you do that? How'd you do that? Oh, I want one. Can you make me one? I want one. And I realized there was such a need out there for customization on a tiny trailer that I started the business. And I came the first rally and brought my stuff.
Tell people who are listening and can't see what you make.
Yeah, so basically what I make are visors. They kind of look like a ball cap.
Okay.
The bill
on
of
teardrops?
A ball cap on teardrop campers.
That's exactly what they look like.
And window shades. And I make window shades with a radiant barrier fabric. So in the summertime, especially in Texas, it reflects the heat out. And then in the winter, you can flip it around and it will reflect your own body heat back into you. So it actually helps your trailer by not having to have as much air conditioning on or also as much heat on. So,
I see all these heads bobbing out there. Everybody's going,
yeah.
And I'm like,
these are
reflect your own body heat back on you. I'm like, okay, what?
In a tag, that's important.
In a tag, that's important.
Tiny trailer.
In any tiny trailer it is, or a winter coat, and so on. And so what I use is the same fabric that winter coats are made out of. And it's a layer that you never see. and it will reflect your body heat towards you. So that's how you can stay warm in those parka type things that are really thin looking.
Okay.
That's what that is. I use that on window shades for these tiny trailers.
But I think my favorite part of these is you do such a good job of customizing them, and
I do.
I think people in tiny trailers,
I'm not going to be shy about it. I do.
People in tiny trailers love that, right? They pick their color scheme or their theme or their pattern that they want throughout their camper. And
I will find
they want it everywhere, and you'll find it. Say, okay, I want this color and this shade.
I basically, what I truly sell is just the visor and the awnings, but then I make other products to go with them, because all of a sudden, that porthole window, that needs to be covered because the light's shining in at me. So I'll do that as an add-on. I'll make little baskets. I do all kinds of other little things. It's just an add-on, because then they want to customize everything.
Yeah. So what's sitting here on the table with us?
This is an awning.
So that's an awning. And then what if I wanted purple flowers?
I will find a way to find purple flowers for you.
Do you have things for me to choose from?
I have fabric books that I carry with me pretty much everywhere at a rally, and they can choose what I have from that and my website. It's on my website, which is www.teardropshadedesigns.com.
Teardropshadedesigns.com.
Correct.
All right.
And so they can choose that, but you'd be surprised how many people are like, but I want it to have lobsters on it.
Yeah. I see a lobster awning.
Yeah, I just got through doing a set of shades with lobsters. And now we're doing an awning for them because they love them so much.
Oh.
With lobsters.
They need to come to the tiny trailer.
Okay. So I want to meet the person who has to have lobster shades.
They live in Maine, but still, yeah.
It's like, well, maybe.
But so what I do is, if I cannot find what I consider to be an appropriate outdoor fabric, all the fabrics that I use have to have 1,000 UV hours on them. And that's important because it doesn't matter whether you live in Maine or you live in Texas, UV is everywhere, and UV destroys everything, including your skin, you name it. UV is a destroyer in that respect. And so I want something that's going to last, because what I do is not cheap, because it's a lot of work. And so because of that and the cost of the materials that I use, it's not cheap.
Okay.
And so I always try to find a really fabulous fabric. If I can't find the fabric, I will embroider it for you.
What?
I will embroider it.
You embroider fabric?
Do
you have something you can show me that's looks like
not embroidered? Only with my Facebook page, or my Instagram, I've got some
pictures on there.
Mm-hmm. So I did the Millennium Falcon for my Star Wars geeks.
What?
Yes.
I was going to ask you what the strangest thing is you've done, but you're just putting them out there.
Yeah, it wasn't. Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters?
Mm-hmm.
On a dish towel or on a big awning?
On the
Ghostbusters
awning.
on the awning.
I had Slimer on the awning.
Oh my goodness.
That's awesome.
It's a neon.
Was that the name of their camper, Slimer?
Slimer.
Because, everybody names their camper, right?
Yep,
everybody but
Slimer.
me.
It was neon green. I thought I liked neon green until I sewed it for several days. And then it's like, oh, please take that color away from me. The spots that I saw for a week on that. It was crazy. But yeah, I had Slimer embroidered on her window shades as well as her visor.
Oh, my goodness.
And she loved it. She was so happy she could hardly stand it. So
oh, my gosh.
I would have never thought somebody would do that, but that's what she wanted. So I will find a way to work with you to customize it how you want.
That's great. Well, is there other things that you do in designing a camper?
There's a ton of things that I've made that I don't sell. I mean, they're just for us. So originally we had a tag. That's what we started with. Now we have a tab, but we started with the tag, and I ripped that microwave out first thing because mine had the microwave.
Right.
And we put in shelves. And because of that, I wanted to have a door that would keep whatever was in there from flying out. And then I thought, hey, husband, do this for me. We made the cutting board. I had it custom engraved. And then we made it hinge. And all we had to do was add a leg. And so we had an extra table in our tag. So it was extra countertop space.
I love when people do that.
Lots of mods. Yeah.
Well, we kept it.
Oh, wonderful.
Because it was customized for us. We had it custom engraved.
Yeah.
And so our homage to the tag is now in our tab. And we added 2 extra side pieces, and it's the exact same size as the Lagoon table that comes with the tab. And so we switched it out. And so now we have that.
Well, what's noticeable about your trailer, when I look at it,
It's red.
it's red. It's red. Okay.
What color it is?
Does your trailer have a name?
Chateau Rouge.
Chateau Rouge. Oh,
Chateau Rouge.
Sounds perfect for
It's our
what it
little
looks
red
like.
house. It's our little red house.
So a lot of people customize the graphics on the outside.
Yes.
But where to start when you're doing that type of customizing? Tell me how you get that done, because your graphics on the outside of your trailer are nothing short of stunning.
Thank you. We really love it. It started basically with trying to figure out what were we going to put on this huge canvas.
Right.
Because I knew I wanted to customize it from the very beginning.
But doesn't it have a few things on there already?
No, we actually ordered ours blank because we
Okay.
wanted nothing.
Okay.
So that we could have a blank canvas and make it easy.
But if you have that on there are ways you can kind of warm them up with a hair dryer
and take them off, which I did.
take off the decals.
They left the Boondock logo thing on there.
Yeah,
and that was easy
some
to come off.
basic
So
things.
it's no big deal.
So you cleared the canvas, and then how do you decide what to put on there?
Well, for us, it was trying to figure out what would go with my fabric that I love and what I wanted to use and still not be the same old thing that we've always used. So we started talking, and it started off as something kind of silly. I don't know if you've ever seen really beautiful guns that have what we call gun bling on them, where they're engraved and beautiful engraved.
Yes.
Well, that was kind of the look that my husband put out there. And of course, I love that look as well. And I found a napkin.
What?
A napkin.
Most people draw on a napkin to make a plan.
I found a napkin that had pretty much the same patterns that I wanted that would be very similar to the gun bling. And it's like, we could do this. And that's how we came up with it.
So you can take inspiration from
anything.
Literally anything.
Anything.
It's
Anything you want.
And so we did that.
Even Slimer.
Even Slimy.
Wow.
And so then, it's just a matter of figuring out how to get it on there. And, you find a place that does vinyl wraps, and they will enlarge and print it for you and install it.
Very cool.
So
Very cool.
I absolutely love it. This is the first time we've actually gotten to use the trailer with the new wrap, and we love it.
Oh, man.
Did you
it
get
is
lots
so
of visitors
fun.
from trailer tours?
No, actually, we didn't.
Oh, no.
Surprising. Yeah, we had a lot of people come yesterday when it was not our trailer tour
I
time.
see.
Well, there you
That's
go.
right.
Everybody's already seen it. That's
it's
why.
not our trailer tour time, but we're good. We enjoyed it. But I make lots of little things constantly.
Yeah.
I can't sit still person. So
Yes.
Well,
I have one last question. Mm-hmm. I've had my trailer for how long, Lindsay? 1.5 years? Mm-hmm. And I can't even name it, much less decorate it, okay? And, it's not because I'm busy. It's not because I'm not creative. I can't seem to get a jump start on it. So if somebody comes to you and says, I want a trailer, and I kind of like green and blues and maybe something like the beach, I don't know. Can you design something? Would you take a trailer from top to bottom and just bling it out?
if they really wanted me to, I could do that. I'm not really doing interior upholstery yet just because I am so busy with what I've got going right now. I'm backed up 16 weeks regularly.
My
with
goodness.
the amount of orders I've got going. Because it's me doing it. So
well, I can see why. It is such cool stuff.
it's fun. But like I said, I customize with other things, and you've got somebody else here that just finished giving me some fabulous things. Is going to be beautiful.
Well, there's so many creative people here.
Yes.
So, and you're one of them. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
And if you're not going to bling out my trailer from top to bottom, maybe I'll just bring a nice bottle of something and sit by the campfire and get ideas.
That sounds great.
How about that?
That sounds wonderful.
Okay. Thanks, Stephanie.
All right. So next we have Kim and Eric Edwin, who, how many times have you been to the rally? Like
we were counting
a lot.
seven or eight.
Seven or eight.
Yeah.
They all kind of start to run together.
We're besties.
Huh?
Yeah.
By now.
And it's grown.
And you had the same trailer the whole time?
2017.
2017 tag, 5 wide.
But it doesn't look anything like it did at that first rally.
No.
Except for that you have that big sticker in the back of...
That's the Rock of Cashel in Ireland.
That's
what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking
There's the castle that's on the back. clamshell
On the clamshell?
Yeah.
is there. That's the Rock of Cashel in
And then we
Ireland.
named it the Cozy,
Our cozy cottage.
our Cozy Cottage.
But why the Rock of Cashel? I
Why
just
not?
have to ask.
Why
Why not?
not?
I
Why
guess.
not?
Why not?
Like I
A
said, I
man's
can't.
home is his castle, right? And that's our castle we take on the road. That's
Your
our
cashel.
Our cashel.
She's looking at you
The
like
Cashel
you lost
Castle.
your mind.
Castle.
No.
So, what is it that you guys make?
A
What is this
variety of
called?
things. Well, so fractal burning is what the process is for putting the
The design.
designs into the wood, and it's using high voltage electricity to burn it into the wood, and then we just fill it with epoxy of different colors, and that's what you end up with.
Well, that sounds easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only
Yeah,
10.
can't anybody do this? They teach this in shop class,
No,
right?
they don't. Well, it's 10,000 volts and it can kill you.
So
I
yeah,
I can
that's-
imagine.
That's
It
why
is
Kim got me started doing it. She's
fascinating.
trying to collect on the insurance
Kind
policy.
of
don't
thinking it
think
might be
that's
time.
true.
huh?
Yeah, but
One
it's not,
mistake,
it's
just
not
one.
working.
That's all it's going to take.
Someday.
Someday,
So,
she'll cash in.
Okay, my first question is how do you control where it goes?
Some of that is by where you place the probes that are conducting electricity. Part of it is by where you wet the board, because it's using a water-based solution. So you can make it go in different directions. And
So you like paint the board with water kind of thing?
yeah, it's a water and either
Baking soda.
or borax type of mixture, and you paint. That's what conducts the electricity. And so if I paint that in here, then it won't burn over here or over here. It's only going to paint where there. I mean, it's only going to burn where there's wetness. So you
Okay,
can
sense.
somewhat control where you put that direction.
Yeah, I could totally do that.
Do you put a wire? Is it electrical wire
there's
there?
just
Shock
an
it.
electric probe at one end and an electric probe at the other end, and then you turn the power on, and it searches the path of least resistance.
I want to see what it looks like when you're actually doing it. Does it look cool?
Do you guys look
Are
like
you allowed to look
spaceman
at
with
it?
the big
Oh,
suits?
yeah,
and
you
look
can
at it?
look at it.
You
don't
don't
have
get
to
to
avert
like
your
dress up for this art.
Well, to a certain extent, gloves are important. So
Yeah,
electrician's gloves.
that don't conduct electricity.
Yeah.
Here's a
Conducting
nano-
electricity is a bad thing when you're in that circuit, because then you become part of the circuit. And
Then you are
become
the circuit.
Part of the
burned.
circuit.
Then you become burned.
So, how did you start doing this?
Just this one, or just
No, in general.
Okay, so
This one is just closest to
our
me.
son, being a skateboarder, he was big into skateboarding. He saw this on YouTube. He was like, "Dad, you got to check this out." He was talking about the skateboard. I was looking at the burning process, and then started researching it and started playing with it and playing with it without trying to kill myself. Is the way I put it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
And then
dangerous thing
we
to
Well, it
play
was
with.
also
Yeah.
a lot of trial and error, too.
Yeah, lots of.
It's
trial
like
and
with
error.
anything when you start a business, it's trial and error. What's going to work? What's not going to work?
But did you really think I should start a business?
No.
I mean,
I've already been down this road, but when somebody retires,
Gotta have something
you got to
to do.
keep them
gotta
busy, or you kill each other, right? Yeah.
but no, I mean,
She's trying
Well,
to kill me.
10,000 volts, I think, is a good
but the
place to
nice thing
start.
about it is that we can bounce off of each other. He'll come up, what idea? What should we use? Or, all right, they want this color. And sometimes you have to make the color.
Yeah.
Make it match to the
This,
customer.
by the way, would be Daphne and Mark's board that, she has a specific requirement for what color she likes. So
Oh, really?
silver
And
shit's
you
not gonna
don't
make
want
it.
to be one iota to the left or the right.
No,
if
you
she has
don't.
a specific
No.
color.
No, you don't.
So we got a color swatch and went off of that from her fabric, so that way we can try and match as closely as possible. to
and
that.
you guys have an awning from her, right?
Awning and window coverings. And I
Tradesies.
Tradesies.
And what she did
Bartering
say,
is a good thing.
when we got to try them out 2 weeks ago, it was hot outside. He turned the air on. I'm like, okay, get in there, getting all comfortable. I was freezing.
What?
It was like night and day. And I even said that to him. I go, this camper's cold. You're going to have to turn that baby
We
down.
could actually run the air
Wow.
conditioner in the tag at probably about a quarter of the way setting coldness wise setting, and we've never been able to do that.
Never.
before.
Wow.
It's
what a
always been
difference.
3/4 to almost full on.
Perfect.
And we were cold.
Yeah, that's what we see
Perfect.
at these rallies. People end up just kind of swapping, everybody's swapping their creative things they make and do and buy and sell. And it's,
Well, yeah, because Daphne's goes on a 320.
yes.
But it's on the outside
Yeah,
of
so-
the trailer.
You want to hold
Yeah.
this for a second?
I mean, we'll get a picture of it.
You want to see, because on the back
Yeah.
side, this is where the work is, right?
Yep.
The front side's all nice and pretty, but that's the lagoon mount.
Yep.
So they've got a lagoon mount on the outside of their trailer that connects into, and they're having a leg made to support the other end of it.
Yeah.
that
I
is
saw
just
it
a
over at her
beautiful
trailer. It was
piece of
awesome.
wood.
So
Now, Lindsay, was this the piece of wood that you kept sniffing?
It smells so good. Look, I don't even have to be close to it. I can be right here and I can smell it. It's like walking into Home Depot and you're just like, I don't know.
I'm getting this image of you walking into Home Depot now.
It smells good. Or walking into a bookstore, it smells different. Nothing else smells like that.
That is true.
Like nothing. You can't recreate that smell.
No.
Hold on one second.
It's got to be the oil. It's got to be.
It's definitely the oil
the
too.
oil.
And we use all natural oil.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so-
definitely the oil mixed with the wood. I love
Yeah.
it.
Because they even like
Gotta be weatherproof.
Daphne's having a leg made because of the height that she wants it at. But when you're desperate, well, this was a
I
prototype.
know. I saw that last
I
year. I think
love
it's the
that.
best thing. They used a crutch leg as the leg of the table, so it folds up basically and goes next to the camper, but then it just pops down and supports it. And the other side is bracketed to the kitchen.
To
Yep.
the kitchen
Yep.
inside.
Perfect.
The only thing is that at night you can't leave it up with the clamshell, so you do have to take them off. You just lift them up.
It doesn't look hard to do.
Yeah, I know.
And it folds up.
So when did this turn from like this is really fun to a business? Just you retired and just
Yeah, I mean,
people wanted it?
people wanted stuff. I mean, we did a lot of this stuff out of necessity for ourselves. Like the cutting board, right? That's the same shape as the one that came with the tag. But the one that came with the tag is, I mean, it gets wet, it
gets
cracks,
wet. Yeah.
and warps and everything. So
Yeah.
we just took it, made a template, and do that. But
And made your own.
Just
That is
made
a
my own.
beautiful piece of wood.
It is.
So how do you, I mean, do you know anything about wood? Was it kind of your thing before this?
when I was
know stuff?
a lot younger, I used to dabble with fixing furniture. And so it was just always something that was of interest. But doing woodworking around the house was I'm not a wood turner, so I don't do lathe work or anything like that. But it just became kind of an interest. So I use product that I can find readily available. So this came from our daughter-in-law's parents' property in Tennessee.
So wait. This is just raw wood that you
Yeah.
find?
Yeah, this is a piece of pecan that came from St. Hedwig.
Yeah, this
This
is.
is another piece of cedar that came from Tennessee as well.
That one's pretty.
So-
I like
This
that one.
was Pam's.
Yeah, this
Pam
is
made a
Pam
special
Oh,
request.
nice.
So all the rivers of Texas that are all filled in with the epoxy, so that's burned in the same process, but just burning it in to make the rivers of Texas.
Oh, that seems so time consuming. Like all the little.
Wow.
It is.
Yeah, I bet.
That's time consuming.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time.
That's crazy.
But
So-
when you look at it, I mean, when I walked out and saw it, I went, wow.
Yeah.
That.
And it's something that nobody else is going to have. I mean, nobody, when Daphne gets to show off her trailer, nobody else is going to have that, much less
No, well,
in that
we're
cool
making
table
well,
position.
well,
And now you're making more.
yeah,
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
are.
but I mean, out in the wild, it's not like, something you can buy off the New Camp website and everybody has it. So.
Yeah, and this was, I mean, as anybody knows in the small trailer world, you don't have nearly enough counter space. And for us on the tag, that's even worse.
Folding
right?
tables
So
are your friend.
The folding tables were the friend, and
Yeah.
I wanted something that we didn't have to have it rocking around. We have some Coleman interleaving aluminum ones, which are great, don't get me wrong, but they're always wobbling. And so this was something that would give us
But it was stationary.
configuration.
Yep.
We can move it
And
around the
so-
way we want.
Well, it also isn't cool and just a piece of you going camping that's part of your part of your rig, part of who you are, part of
It really is.
part of you. That's what makes you. That's what makes it special. And I know you've redecorated yet again in your camper.
thanks
you
to
showed me
Daphne.
this afternoon. I don't
Thanks to
know.
Daphne.
It's got some beautiful pieces in it.
Oh, this?
So-
Yeah. Yeah,
We were campers, and now we're becoming
no.
Decorators and glampers.
Glampers, but I like things to match. And I think when I got the awning and all the window coverings, it just made the camper so much prettier.
Yes.
So when you open the inside, I'm like,
I want it to be pretty too.
I wanted to change it. And so, and space in a 5 wide is everything.
Yes.
And so I decided, okay, it's time to make baskets from the little cubby above your head. We needed something hanging there, not too big, not real heavy. And I came up with doing these and throw your wallet, your keys. I keep my
Remotes.
medications in there.
I think
everything.
those are so adorable.
And they just hang.
And you made them. And I am just sitting here thinking, you know what? A leftover bag from the grocery store hanging up there would probably do the same thing.
Yeah, but
and
it's not
that's
pretty.
what a lot of people use. I mean, honestly,
if you want to have
wouldn't a plastic
Walmart
bag
sheet,
work?
you can do that. I mean,
Yeah,
but
that.
that's ugly.
My point
Yeah.
is that you said you used to be a camper and now you're kind of a glamper. So
Thanks,
it is
Daphne.
kind of nice to have cool stuff
what friends are
instead
for.
of just something that functions.
Right.
Because lots of things will function.
But at the same time, it's like you're home on wheels.
That's right.
So-
well, you make it that way.
Yeah, and
you make it that
I
way.
could have left it plain Jane, but that's not fun. You know.
Yep, totally get
I want
that.
to climb into something. I'm like, okay, this
I
is
feel
like
good
home.
in here.
I
Yeah.
feel good.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
home
For sure.
Yeah, so-
That's right. That's right. Okay. I want to know before you go the weirdest thing that somebody has requested from you in this creative arena. Is there anything really
weirdest thing?
odd? Or that you went, never thought of that.
Have you ever done a toilet seat?
no, not yet.
No, not yet. Oh Lord.
I'll talk to you after the podcast.
All right. we can do that.
And it will say what nice butt on it.
Nice butt.
I think the weirdest thing, well, I think it was just weird that somebody would want to spend as much money as they did to take a $50 table to make it custom. They bought table frames that had garbage wood tops on them and said they wanted to make them nicer. And when I saw that they were made in China, I was thinking, like, you really want to spend money on a tabletop for something that, but
Let him
And
do
did you
it.
do it?
a fool and their money are easily parted. That's okay with me if they want to throw it my
Let
way.
him do it.
That's all right. But
That's probably
that was the weirdest thing, I think.
Well, but some people don't have the appreciation for the wood or the wherewithal to think creatively all the way from the bottom to the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at
I
the
mean,
same-
that's totally me.
right. But at the same time, like you can't go out and say, "Oh, they just cut this wood. We can go ahead and burn it." You can't do that because the wood has to age.
Well,
It has
that's
to
what you
dry
would
out.
say.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I don't know that.
Yeah.
We do have people that say, "Hey, I have this tree," and I'm like, "And
You want to cut down this tree?
Can you come cut it down
and
and
then
use
burn
it,
it?
and then make it into like a table for me or something?" I go, "How much time and how much money do you have? Because I am not a tree. I mean, I'm not tree service, so I don't do that part."
Just
And
cut
then,
down
oh,
a
by
tree.
the
We'll
way,
take your wood.
Burn it
It
up.
takes a year to age the wood to be able to even start doing anything with it. So if you
Yeah.
have time, that's fine.
Christmas in 2024 sounds perfect.
Yep.
Hey. But it's been fun. It's been fun.
Good.
And we've enjoyed almost doing all the projects. But, you get the one that's kind of like,
Yep.
Not necessarily a weird thing, just a difficult
Tell
thing.
you what, I'm impressed with everything you guys have done, and it
very
seems to
pretty.
me like I have seen it grow over the years. Every time you show up, you have a new adventure, and my hat's off to you.
Thank you.
I think it's incredible.
What's your website?
It's functionalfractals.com.
Functionalfractals.com.
Yeah. All
There
one
you
word,
go.
no spaces or anything like that.
Functional fractals. Very
Find us on
good.
Facebook.
Well,
It's easier.
easier on Facebook.
Yeah,
Plus, you
it's
get all
more
the
updated.
pictures, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
pictures
You got to
are
find
updated.
all these guys on Facebook
Yeah.
because that's where it's good.
And there is some on Instagram.
Yeah. It goes
Yeah.
both ways. So
Yeah.
And if you really can't find anybody, just give us a call. We know
there
everyone.
you go.
Yeah.
We're connected.
Yeah, we are connected.
Well, thanks so much.
Oh, thank you,
Thanks
guys.
for dragging all your stuff over here so we
yeah.
can show
Yes,
people.
Now we have to
Yeah.
give it back to some of the people.
I know.
Yeah, you
now
do.
go pass it back
Very
out.
carefully. Very carefully.
Hey, Drew, I was so surprised when I walked in the door. I was a day late to the rally and I saw your rings. I was blown away. And I was like, no. Let's put these out here. So, how long have you been doing this?
I've been making jewelry for probably the past 15 years, but more serious in the last 4 months or so.
Yep. About 4 months. And these all look so different. And so do you paint them? How do you make them? Do you paint them? What kind of gear
What's the
does it take to
material
make
used
these?
here?
Tell me how this happens.
Yeah. So, these are a multitude of different materials. Kind of the venue that I chose or the medium was generally composite or industrial materials that, are kind of tough purpose-built materials. And
Does that make the
Like
rings
what?
stronger?
it does, yeah.
Okay. So what is some of the things that are in these rings? What's in them?
So there's micarta, there's G10, carbon fiber.
Well, I know carbon fiber. I don't know what those other two things are.
Yeah, so micarta is a canvas phenolic material. It is extremely strong and lightweight. It was used in old airplanes and cars for gears and things like that. It is.
So it's a metal.
It is not. No, it is.
Okay.
It is.
I'm trying.
Yeah, no,
I'm trying
absolutely.
to figure out what micarta
what
is.
It is there are many different kinds of micartas, but the one that I generally will use is a canvas micarta. And it is literally layered fabric with an epoxy filler, and it makes for a very strong, lightweight material.
Cool. Okay. What else?
G10 is a glass-filled nylon, very similar process. It uses fiberglass instead of like a canvas material.
Okay.
It is more, has like the consistency of glass, which is very hard again. But, I do any material I like to work with as long as it is kind of non-traditional when it comes to jewelry. So
What's the strangest thing you've ever used?
I use Fordite. Fordite is also known as Detroit agate, and that is a byproduct of the manufacturing of automobiles. When it comes to paint, they have this equipment in the car manufacturing plants where they spray their paint. That paint layers up in different colors.
Right.
When kind of cut against the grain, it makes these beautiful patterns. Surfite is kind of another one, which is overpour from the manufacturing of surfboards. And it's just, for me, I have always been drawn to making jewelry, but I wanted to kind of take the kind of side road and kind of keep it as non-traditional as I could.
Well, I don't quite understand all the words you're using. Let's just be fair here.
Me neither.
Yeah, but I understood byproduct and surfboard, but that was about it. So yeah, why not just make them like everybody else? I mean, how did you even learn how to do this? Did you learn on YouTube? Did you learn with somebody else, or how do you learn?
So there were people using these materials to make different things that like purpose-filled things. Like I am super into shooting slingshots, and a lot of the materials that I use are used in the construction of slingshots. And seeing that was the first time where I seen a lot of these materials with high, like fit and finish, kind of a polished kind of look to it. And I thought that they were very beautiful, and there wasn't anybody else out there kind of utilizing them in this purpose. So it was kind of just an aha moment of, let me kind of burst in on this kind of venue and
try something different. How long does it take? Well, before we leave that, there's one thing. You told me one ring had money in it.
Yeah. So
what? Yeah, no problem. Sure.
Shredded money, shredded carbon fiber, and copper in it. And so that is kind of none of these rings were made kind of in the same formula. So I cast my own resins as well, epoxy resins, and with that, pretty much the sky's the limit. You can put anything in resin and cast it. Use jewelry grade resin. And
so how do you come up with ideas for like what they're going to look like?
Well,
because they all look so different.
Yeah.
So do you just see it in your head?
Yeah, basically. Yeah. It helps to
cool.
have kind of like a library of materials at your fingertips to makes it easier to kind of visualize the final product when you can mix and match materials, and having that kind of on hand makes it a lot easier. There are size restrictions. Of course, when you're making a ring, you have a small canvas. I like to kind of do as much as I can in that small canvas, but and it doesn't work out every time. Sometimes you have this picture of how it's going to look in your head, and it comes out totally
and it doesn't.
different.
Oh, that happens to me at every creative project I do.
I think
I'm
that's
like,
a creative
I thought this
person
would
thing.
really work, but yeah, this is cool too. So, well, how long does it take to make one of the rings?
Again, kind of depending on the style of ring that I'm doing, and I have a few different, but generally 4 to 5 hours. I've kind of been trying to take the inefficiencies out of my process, and part of that, which makes it easier, is doing, 6 rings at a time and kind of taking them through each step of the process. It gets a little kind of harder to determine how long something's taking you when you're making
5 at a time, and then you do one process because you need things to dry or to cure, and then polish, and then maybe another layer, and then another polish.
Absolutely.
Well, I know these are at our camper rally only because people are so creative here. It is not something that attaches to a camper.
No.
However, it is so cool and so creative. I just wanted to be sure we could highlight them, and because they're hanging out at our rally, just making us look a little cooler and a little snazzier. So, yeah.
Yes.
I'm glad.
Daphne, you're connected to all of these creative people. Have you got a quilt yet?
We need to bacon.
7 steps to Daphne. There you go.
Gosh, that's awesome. Well, just don't put that as a decal on the outside of your trailer.
I wish we could capture how much fun it is hanging out with all these creative people on the podcast. I feel like maybe we're not doing a great job of that, but, I don't know. I love it. That is part of why this is so fun.
It's true.
So, and thanks for bringing these. Thanks for talking to us. I think it's so interesting. Who would put shredded money in a ring? Drew would.
I'll put anything in a ring.
All right. That's a challenge. That's a challenge. All right. We put it out there in the wild.
Yeah, you were just talking to somebody else about making one out of a saxophone reed.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Well, heirlooms right there on your finger.
Absolutely.
Right. So or maybe another piece of jewelry, because I know you can do other things too, right?
I've done a lot of pendants and things like that. The reason why rings was, it was, when I was building my shop, I didn't have a lot of money. I was like, what's the one piece of equipment that I can buy that I can start kind of seeing results?
Right.
And it was a metal lathe, and the easiest thing to make on a metal lathe is something that's round, and it just
And there you have it.
Things that are round going
That sounds like a ring.
So,
Well,
Perfect.
So if somebody wants you to maybe do something creative for them, maybe with an heirloom, maybe with a piece of something they want to like keep around in a different way, we all have that.
yeah.
How would they reach you?
I'm on Facebook, Instagram, all those things under Drewtopian Design.
Drewtopian Design.
Yes.
All right. I don't think we need to spell that. They can get it.
No.
Drewtopian
If you Google it,
Design.
I bet you're the only thing that pops up.
I'm sure.
All right. Very cool, Drew. Thanks so
Awesome.
much.
Thank you.
Next, we're going to talk to Michelle Markey, who does some amazing quilting.
How did this start?
Well,
what is
what is it?
What
Because
is
there
this?
are people who
What are we talking
this
about?
was actually my new neighbor next to me. I made a bunch of these earlier, and I've got not just the tiny trailers. I actually have RVs, motorhomes, Class A's, Class C's. A variety of different ones. And this is a tea towel that you can hang up, and everything's very washable.
And a pillow.
And a matching pillow. So
These are embroidered.
Yes, they are
These
embroidered.
aren't stamped.
No, they're not stamped. I don't do anything stamped. I am an old-fashioned girl. I like everything done with needle and thread.
I like
But they are
this.
done with modern technology.
that
I have
is beautiful.
two 16 needle embroidery machines, and I can stitch just about anything. My next project is to go from just kind of what looks to be like a generic tab to actual different ones for the tags, the tabs, and all it takes is digitizing a picture of one and
Because
turning
once
it in.
again, people with these tiny trailers love the customization. They want
Correct.
their stuff to look like their trailer.
Right.
So you have a
Right.
towel, a pillow, and
then
what is this?
This is really this is kind of what I've gotten into for RVs. I am a quilter and embroiderer. I run my own business here. I'm just 10 minutes outside of Bandera in Medina.
Okay.
And so when I first moved here from Houston, I walked into our local quilt group. I had a long arm machine, and I said, "You guys just bring me all your quilts. I'll do them for free if you don't mind what I do." And over the
man,
I
years,
know.
yeah. So we're going to talk about what's on the back of this, but this is my thing here is National Park quilts,
Wow.
and I'm going to stand up so I just. This is Utah. Oh, good. Havana has showed up.
Havana White.
So these are, there's a fabric manufacturer by the name of Riley Blake. And probably about 5 years ago, he started manufacturing old vintage posters. Yeah, posters into fabric panels, and then came up with the coordinating fabrics for them. So what I do now, I've bought up a fair decent inventory, and I can customize depending on what your special park is. So this one is Utah. I have the other quilt that I have here, which is a queen. It's got Grand Canyon, Yellowstone, and a variety. All the parks come with them. You can see the smaller versions of it down here in the
So you
borders.
could pick and make a quilt for like all the parks that I've been to.
Correct. And one of the reasons I did this is because our bed situation in any of these tiny trailers, you can't just go out and buy well, you can, but it's going to be either too small, too big, and there's nothing that actually is made to fit.
For that strange size.
For the strange size of however you've got a bed layout. And I also have a queen version that if you want to have all of the bed down, and I have a 320. So I can turn it into like 71 by 71. But I sleep it in the twin version. So I made this to fit exactly.
I like this size.
Yeah, it's a good size, and I sleep wheel to wheel, so it fits from one end to the other. And what everybody wants to know is this backing. It's called
my
Minky.
gosh. It's called what?
Minky.
Minky. You've never heard of Minky?
M-I-K-Y or K-E-E.
I feel so old school. I haven't heard of any of this stuff.
This is a very popular
I love
backing.
Minky.
It's very soft. It's very velvety. And
I love these swirls.
Well, so I have what's called a long arm, and it's a big 12-foot machine.
12 foot?
12
You have a
foot.
12-foot sewing machine?
Yes. And
That's room size.
Yes, it is. And you have to have, I have a standalone 2-story studio where I have this machine and the 2 commercial embroidery machines. And these machines are computerized. So somebody can bring me any kind of pattern. And just like Daphne does with her stuff, in fact, that swirl, I could replicate it in a quilting pattern into...
You will be.
Daphne is buying all the things. All
She
the
said
things.
you will be.
Oh, geez. Match the color. Match
and
the
I
color.
can. I've got like over 300 colors of thread, and I have the Minky comes in literally every color under the rainbow, and it also comes in prints. So the Minky
Can't stop.
Yeah, the Minky is one of the things that's a big seller for most of the quilts that I make.
Mixed with this, like, I don't know, just the bumpy, soft. I could.
You know, for those of you who aren't on YouTube, it is
weird.
impressive. With 4 big kind of vintage poster looks in the middle, and then
Little
a
ones on the
pattern around the outside, and it's just. I just don't know how to describe how it's campy. It's modern looking. It's very, very. What is the word? Artsy.
What is the word
It's
you're looking
artsy.
for?
It's very artistic looking.
It's kind of trying to fit the camping with a little bit of glamping, with a little bit of vintage, and then the modern technology that pulls it all together.
Can we see the other one really quick?
Yeah, sure.
The other one is the big one. This is the one that I saw.
And this is my bottom line with all my stuff. Everything has to be washable. It has to be dog proof, and it has to be camp proof. So,
dog proof and camp proof.
Yeah,
and
so
I can just
earlier-
throw it in the washer.
Earlier, when she was showing me this blanket, it actually kind of fell on the ground. The woman with us tried to like pick it up and shake it off. She said, "Oh no, these blankets they're supposed to be used.
They're meant to be
they
on the
can
ground.
get dirty.
There's the thing about this Minky that's on the back. It's extremely washable.
Look at how
it's
cool
indestructible.
this is.
Actually,
This is just a giant.
And it's
a queen, so it would go if you had the whole all the tabs.
So, sorry.
Sure.
I just noticed there's a bunch of them for Yellowstone.
Yeah, you can get various different ones. I think the major parks that they're currently doing have either 4 or 6 various different panels.
So if you wanted
can
Yellowstone
choose.
on there, you could I have a Yellowstone blanket?
Yeah, you could just do nothing but Yellowstone, or you can do nothing but Grand Canyon. This is, again, I'm a Western girl. I like to stay all west of the Mississippi. And so these are all the parks that I have been to, or that are some of my favorite.
Isn't that cool?
It is. You've got Sequoia, Joshua Tree,
Rocky Mountain,
Yosemite, Rocky Mountain,
Grand Canyon.
It's just Bryce Canyon. This is just full of posters. It doesn't have any of the smaller ones on this one.
No, this is
But
just
it
strictly
is
the posters
stunning.
themselves. Thank you.
Absolutely stunning.
Very cool.
So I have a bunch of these. People can contact me through my website and talk to me about what they would like.
What's your website?
www.medina, MEDINA, Dom, DOMARTS, Medina Dom Arts. My company's name is Medina Domestic Arts Studio.
Got it. Medina Dom Arts.
.com.
Put it like all everybody's website and contact information in the show notes, like usual. Just letting you know.
Right. And
Yeah.
I'm like Daphne. I'm right now. Not only do I do quilts for people, but I teach.
Okay.
And for making quilts at this point in time, I'm probably 6 months out, and I'm booked teaching through 2024. So that is actually one of the reasons I bought my tab, was so that I travel from quilt shop to quilt shop or from quilt show to quilt show. And I can easily get anywhere I need to be close to the venue with the tab, because it's so versatile, and I most of the time just need a little bit of water in my holding tank and power, and I can be right next to the shop.
Don't you have a lot of stuff to carry with you as a quilter? I mean, fabric and how do you take it with you?
Most of mine are done in pre-cut kits.
Okay.
And in fact, really, my biggest niche right now is painting on fabric.
Ooh.
Yes, what? So imagine.
Why do you sound so surprised? It's
because I thought that this was what she did. I didn't realize
there's multiple facets of all this. But really, what I do now is, for instance, imagine this black outline on this tea towel. Just the shapes and the tree and the welcome. And then I use fabric markers, fabric paint, colored pencils and fabric medium to color on it. And when you're done, and you heat set it, it becomes washable. And so anything you see here,
you can color.
You can color like I call it coloring book on fabric.
Yeah.
So,
oh my goodness. I am blown away at how creative the humans are that join us at this rally.
All the humans.
I just feel so grateful to be around all these people that are so creative and they kind of stop by our rally just to say hello before they head out on their next design adventure.
Think about how many creative people we don't know.
Yeah, that we haven't
that are actually here and have crazy cool talents, and we just don't know it.
I know.
Well, I have to brag on your crazy. I'm, by the way, the lady with the toilet issue, and I just have to say that I have found out that there's no job dirty for PJ to take on, and I really appreciate that. And so, thank you very much.
Well, we make her clean toilets at the dealership too.
She's janitor as well as
if it has to be done, somebody has to do it, right?
Yeah.
Right. Well. Thanks for spending the time and talking to us.
You bet.
They're so pretty.
I am so impressed. I don't know what to buy first. And
it's true.
And I already knew the same thing. I already knew about all of this, but sitting here talking to you, I guess I feel more grateful that I get to experience just what you create.
Well, thank you for holding the rally. This is my first, by the way.
You're a newbie.
I'm a newbie, and I will be back again because of all of the wonderful people that I've met.
Hooray!
And you guys are just outstanding hostess and host. And thank you very much for having this and putting it together for us.
Well, thank you for coming. Converting newbies is like my adrenaline.
It is the thing we do.
It's what keeps me going.
Well.
Thanks.
Well,
so the last people we're going to talk to is actually the same people we talked to last week.
Whoops. I'm sorry.
I love it. You guys just came to the rally.
You have so much to say, but you have a creative venue that we're going to talk about, but it is the Andersons, and they joined us at the Texas Tiny Trailer Rally, and I finally got to see their rig in person. I want to cuss. It's so cool, but I'm not going to because Clint will give me that look. I'm going to have to bleep that.
But I know we always send you other places, but honestly, if you didn't hear the podcast with the Andersons, you need to go back and do that and
then go watch their YouTube video because hearing them talk about it is one thing. Seeing it on the YouTube video is a whole nother level. And then seeing it in person, it was like, what's happening here?
What did you do?
Anyway,
I know.
We're here to talk about one specific part of your creative quest because that entire trailer is creative. But you do 3D printing.
Yeah, definitely.
Inside your what trailer?
7x14.
7x14 trailer.
What?
You live in it full time with a dog and run a business out of it. 3D printing.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Go.
So what's wrong?
How did 3D printing start? You just said this is cool.
Yeah.
You're kind of like this, so
but with 3D printing, you can do so much, right? And when I first got into 3D printing, probably 2 years ago, I saw a need in the market for certain things that I had a vision of, right? I had this vision of, I wish someone made that. And a lot of times, sometimes people actually make something and you can just go buy it and it works.
Yeah.
But
Amazon's amazing for that, right?
It's fantastic for that.
But
sometimes you run into something where you need this little part and you need it right now. Right?
To fix a problem. And you need it out of a material that's going to last as well. And I started getting into 3D printing, and there's
another niche of 3D printing, which is 3D printing a product called TPU, and that is thermoplastic polyurethane. High performance car bushings are made out of it. I mean, it's an extremely strong material, as Clint's
nodding. He's over there being a nerd.
They're geeking out here.
Yeah.
TPU is incredibly strong. It's also the hardest material to print. It is the biggest nightmare. So I set out to learn how to print TPU.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make that noise.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
It really is okay.
Yeah.
He's such a nerd.
It is like, here's what I'm sitting here thinking. Okay, there's so many people who are sitting here telling us what you can't do in a 7x14 trailer.
But you can't do that.
It's going to whip you in the face.
Yeah.
Is this Tapu?
Yes.
Tapu?
So the cool thing about
TPU is not working for me. Tapu is better.
Yeah. Okay. So it's like a rubber, right? You can think of it like a rubber.
Not to poop.
It's
Clint just said Tapu or not Tapu. I have to pass along that dad joke for him.
Yeah,
He's very pleased with himself.
But so when we were thinking about starting to print in the trailer, the answer was always TPU.
Can I break this? Or are you just waiting for me to hurt myself?
It'll be entertaining to watch. Yeah.
Is it possible?
Yes. Clint broke it in half earlier.
I want to be as good as Clint.
But so that's just one strand of TPU filament. And you can imagine making parts out of this is amazing because it's incredibly vibration resistant. It won't crack under stress. It sticks to itself well. So when you're making trailer parts, you can make stuff that's going to last forever. It doesn't do weird things in the sun. You can put this in the sun all day.
So maybe we need to actually call trailer manufacturers and let them know about Tapu.
Yeah. The problem with TPU is it's the hardest material to work with.
Excuse me, sir. Tapu?
Tapu.
Thank you.
The hardest thing about Tapu is that it is incredibly hard to print. You run into so many issues just trying to make a part. It's slow to print. So I did tons of research to figure out how to do this the right way and actually make products that work. So our pot lid holders are all TPU because
Pot lid holders.
You have to go see this trailer.
See it.
You
No,
walked by and you didn't
Things
even
that
see
hold
it.
your pot lids up on the shelf or something.
They're held-
That is the least impressive thing in this trailer.
Yes.
And
I think
that's
the
saying a
espresso
lot.
machine might be my biggest.
I'm talking
it's
about
just-
stuff that they did. It's
I know.
crazy.
And I just can't imagine because 7x14, everybody in the world is telling us why
you
they
throwing at me,
can't do things in a trailer that size.
Yeah.
And I'm still just blown away at that part. I'm having trouble getting to the 3D printing part.
Yes.
So what do you 3D print now?
anything that someone wants.
Anything he wants.
Like, how do people just say, hey?
Well, for example, there have been some new camp owners here that were having an issue with the toilet seat holding up, and I've already started 3D modeling that, and I will
a new toilet seat or a new holder?
A holder.
I'm gonna have so many new toilet seats.
I know this toilet seat's been a theme.
Yeah. So being able to latch the toilet seat to where it stays up and doesn't fall down.
Okay.
And so I've already started 3D modeling that. I'm almost done with the design, and then I'll spit out a part before we leave. And
like before you leave tomorrow, we'll have
Correct.
a part to fix the
Correct.
toilet that you started thinking of this morning.
How many people are going to pay you for that?
I don't know. It depends on how many people you sell them to.
No, I mean, like right now, how
Like
many
right
people
now.
have said, I want that?
Several. I mean, in the discussion earlier, it was a good amount of people.
Yeah, we talked about it this morning.
Yeah.
At our rally, and you went back to your trailer and started designing it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So that's,
I mean,
that's,
anything you can think of, like, yeah, latches, holders.
So our another example is I was tired of dealing with her camera tripod. It was
Your
in the way.
damn camera tripod.
I know, it was
I
awful.
know.
She
How
would just
dare
set it
I?
on the bed somewhere or set it on the counter. And I was like, this thing has got to go. So I 3D printed a mount that you just screw it into and it sits up on the ceiling, right? So
Every square inch of their camper, wall, ceiling, everything, is covered in something so simple and functional. Like, it's like chaos in your trailer, but it is so
organized chaos.
Organized.
I wouldn't call it organized yet. I haven't 3D printed enough mounts.
It's super organized.
There's a couple more things we gotta,
you can tell that like that hat always hangs on that hook, you know, like just the way y'all have it all organized. It's not.
If you're living in that small of a
stressful at all.
space, you cannot. Oh, trust me, we've had it stressful in there.
It doesn't look like it right now. It looks gorgeous. It's crazy.
If you're living in that small of a space, you have to be able to come up with solutions. And so 3D printing, back on that's been the easiest solution to fix all the problems, because I can think of something and I don't have to reach out to some engineer somewhere to figure it out for me. I can just start drawing it up in my modeling program, and next thing you know, a couple hours later, there's a part sitting on the table that I can use.
So you can't do it like I do and get on Amazon and try to think, what can I use that I could turn into something else I could use for that?
And that we do that a lot of times, but if it's not exactly what you want, is
it as helpful as it is worth it?
Yeah. So 3D printing has been extremely important for us.
So if somebody wanted to purchase a 3D printed toilet lid latch to keep it open, how would they get a hold of you?
They can get a hold of us on our contact page on AndersonAdventure.com.
And Anderson is ANDERSEN. Yes. I've learned this.
Oh, very good.
So Anderson Adventure.
Yes.
Singular adventure. One long adventure.
Just one adventure.
Yes. Well, you know how domains work.
It's hard to get there.
It's all right.
So, but yes, they can get a hold of us on our contact page, and we have some other stuff on there, but we're going to be doing a lot more overland adventure type products on there soon, as I can make enough parts.
So if you can dream it, they can 3D print it.
Yeah,
and send it to you.
Typically,
but I didn't get an answer on how much it would cost to get a toilet lid holder.
They're probably going to be in the neighborhood of $10.
$10 and your toilet problems could be solved, PJ.
In a day. Well, first of all, I don't have a toilet problem, but I know people that do. We talked to them this morning at our Tech Talk at the rally. So in a matter of hours, you have solved the toilet lid dilemma.
And now people don't have to worry about
for
that
$10.
Hopefully.
Cool.
Incredible.
Very cool.
Well, it's impressive what you guys do. Most impressive is your creativeness. Thanks for sitting down and chatting with us.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anytime.
Again.
I know, a long time no see.
Even though you knew what you were in for, you sat down anyway. So brave of you.
I don't think we had an option.
Oh, no, I think that's true.
No, you didn't.
Lindsay was after you.
We were voluntold to come up here.
Yes,
that's true.
That's what we do.
Well, thanks so much. I'm glad you're at our rally.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You bet.
It was really fun. So we got to see some creativeness here at the rally. We like to do that.
Yeah, and we'll put some of that on our rally page because there was some real artists here.
Hey, PJ.
Yeah.
We have a very short amount of time until happy hour and 2-step lessons. Are you ready?
I think I'm ready. And then I'll be ready for the catered barbecue. And then I'm ready to dance. Bob Apple is probably on his way. I cannot wait.
It'll be exciting.
I know. We are in the cowboy capital of the world. Say that again. We are in the cowboy capital of the world. And that's official, I was told.
Absolutely.
In Bandera, Texas. And we wish everybody was here with us because what a fun time we have every time. It's twice a year. You can look it up. Texas Tiny Trailer Rally.
TexasTinyTrailerRally.com, or look us up on Facebook. It's a group on Facebook, and that's where we share the majority of our pictures when we're here at the rally.
Yep.
So you can kind of see what's going on, what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah. Do you have to be a tiny trailer?
No, just have a trailer or don't have a trailer. We have truck campers here. We have people here who don't have a trailer yet, but they want to just kind of look, see what's available. This is a good chance. I mean, you can see literally every type of trailer and a smaller trailer here.
How much does it cost?
It is free. You only have to pay for your camp spot. So all the events are free. The food we serve, we just want to hang out with y'all. Really.
Yeah, it is our time to just connect.
Yep.
So, really fun. We need to get going on that. And of course, you can find RV Small Talk at all the community pages, rvsmalltalk.com. I wish we had Clint here to really do this very nicely, but
I mean, he's here. He's just over
he's
there
just
on his
not
phone.
talking. So,
right.
RV
So we're
Small
gonna have
Talk,
to close it.
Come see us, and yeah, we'll see you next time.
100 trailers.
There you go.
Bye.